Ooh, wow, that's... Hey everybody, it's Jeremy. Welcome back to Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. This is our Beast Tamer Bard build episode. I think this is 156? Question mark? Okay, let's go outside and see if Anevia is about to be like, yo, what the fuck? Because that's what I'm expecting. I'm super expecting Anevia to be like, yo, what the fuck? Because I would be like, yo, what the fuck? I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Can I really hope I can be like, Anevia, please arrest Camellia. Anevia, oh, she's got, I like this. She's got a whole fucking group out here. Like, ready and waiting. Anevia stretches lazily and yawns, but her eyes are fixed on you. Well, Commander, have you solved the problem? First, tell me honestly, what exactly do you know about this crime? Crime? What crime? Anevia sighs with a smirk before becoming deadly serious. Listen, Commander. I'm just using my brain, following certain individuals, listening to what people are saying on the street. I had my suspicions, but what are suspicions worth? On their own, nothing. I didn't have any proof. I'm not Irabeth. I'm not gonna go digging for the truth. If I dug deep enough, the Knight Commander would be down a companion. Smack bang in the middle of the war. How would that help anything? I'm not gonna be the one to scupper this crusade, so I'll be keeping my mouth shut. Anevia speaks slowly, staring into your eyes. I trust that you'll handle this in whatever way's best for the crusade. If you want to tell Irabeth everything, go ahead. It's your call. Yeah, no. I'm not happy about it. Oh, God! This game really makes you feel fucked up for offing a companion. Like, even Winduwog's scenario, which I was just, like, abhorrently against. Like, the whole Winduwog scenario where she was just like, I'll be your slave master. That was just like, ugh. This is not as bad as that, but it's pretty bad. And I'm like, I do not want. It's that whole like player scenario, right? It's the whole you don't want to give up. I don't want to give up anything, right? Camellia is a good party member in battle, right? Mechanically, she is a good party member. It's got cool stuff. I like her. That's fun. And I am also very interested, very intrigued in what will come of things. The problem is I think the entirety of her story is based around this concept. And I don't think she's going to listen to me when I say, stop killing. Which means I think I gotta have her put down.
Awful way to.
I think I have to have her put down. If she gonna keep killing,
She gonna be murderer. She gonna be murdered.
yeah, basically. Fuck, this is a hard decision to make. This is a hard decision to make. Here's the real issue that I have with the decision is what if there is some sort of middle path, right? Because if I knew for certain that Camellia was going to keep killing, and that was the whole impetus of her story, fuck it, kill her, right? Or kill her, jail her, whatever you need to do to get her to quit. But I don't. I suspect that that is the case, but I don't know. Ah. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm pulling the trigger. I think I'm pulling the trigger. The killer's in the building. Deal with her before she has the chance to run.
Other decision to put your pet down like that, but they were suffering. You just had to...
Anevia chuckles darkly. If that's your decision, then gladly.
It was your turn, not...
Oh, she took my shit. Wow. Didn't think about that one now, did I? Like, did they come down here and are we gonna find her corpse? Is that what's gonna happen? Yeah. They came down here and killed her. Fuck. Alright, I gotta know. I gotta know. Okay. Trying to not spoil too much for myself or anything like that. Wow, not sure I would have had the nerve. I hate killing unique characters in pretty much any game, and for all I know, she's one of the stronger party members. I don't know a lot about the mechanics of the game, mind you. She is a very strong party member. She has been a very good party member every time I use her. I think the decision would be far more difficult if I was still currently using her, but I haven't been using her for a while. It's just, I'm trying to, right, like, I came into this, I was like, I'm gonna play chaotic good, and I'm gonna, even if things don't fully fit the mold, I'm gonna try to roleplay this chaotic good Azada scenario, and I just can't, like, I'm with you, right, like, I have such a hard time killing unique characters. This hurts a lot, but I just don't think she would stop. It feels like everything about her character is this murderous sociopath, right? So yeah, I'm not necessarily happy about it, but I think that's the choice for this playthrough, right? I think Camellia is just evil, rotten to the core, and or like deranged and drunk on her own lies, right? Scenario. So I just don't think there's any way to reconcile that. I think I'm gonna actually stick with it. And I think. Ooh. I was reading some stuff there, again, trying not to spoil myself, because I do want to eventually play again, probably to do, like, an evil-ish playthrough. I still really want to do, like, a Lich playthrough. And in that scenario, I would probably be like, okay, have at it, Camellia, you do you, fam. More bodies for the body mill. You know how it be. My god, that escalated quickly in so many different ways. Goodness gracious. Ooh. That was, that was a lot. Good on Pathfinder, though, for being willing to go that route. Like, nicely done. There are a couple characters I dislike, but I can see working with them for the greater good. Regil and Daerin, and to a lesser extent, Woljif and Greybor. Yeah, absolutely, right? Aren't people I like dealing with in real life, but they don't kill people indiscriminately. Exactly. Well, I don't know about the Daerin Regil side of things yet. Like, Woljif isn't really a murderer. I think he'd cut someone down in like the heat of the moment, right? But I don't think he'd go around slitting throats just for the hell of it type scenario. He might kill someone because he thinks they're gonna turn on him, that type of thing. Like he might strike first. He might shoot first, right? Greybor, I definitely could see like, yeah, he'll take someone out who's a threat, absolutely. But he's not gonna kill just random people for the thrill of it. But he'll kill just about anyone for a contract, I would assume. Regil and Daerin are a little bit of a different situation. I don't know about Daerin yet because Daerin's so all over the place. I haven't had enough time to experience his situation. But Regil, I mean, Regil's just cruel, right? Like Regil has a very specific mentality. It's all for the efficacy and the victory. But he's also overly cruel from the concept there. So I think I'm with you, right? Like I can see working with those people for the greater good, right? I wouldn't want to deal with them in real life, but I could see working with them. Camelia's just fucking little. When she was like, "Oh, I'll only need like 10 or 20 more." I'm like, "Are you fucking kidding me right now?" I'm convinced there's no way she stops killing. She's just going to keep killing indiscriminately forever. Every opportunity that she gets, I guarantee you, she's just going to keep killing more people. Wow. I do kind of want that. +1 morale bonus on all skill checks. I might actually buy this. I don't even think it's that awesome necessarily. It's just fun for me. And I so very rarely spend my money on things. We already have that. Gloves of the Ambassador. Oh, well, no. We have the +5 to persuasion, but not the +1 morale bonus. So that's fine. And we're getting other things. It's just we're not getting 100% from either. I'm not really fucked up about that, truth be told. Okay, so let's head up to the... My god. That was such a... I'm so sidetracked by that. And so kind of like thrown. Oh god. I might have to make Jay I might have to get Jay to remake the layout, because Camelia's just sitting right here next to my face, and we just killed her, or had her killed. So I don't know how comfortable I am with her being right there now. I don't know about this anymore. Oh shit. Okay, Konomi's here. Commander, the capital needs you to take decisive action. There's been a major scandal. The nation of Andoran, our diplomatic partner, has sent its army to help the crusade. However, this apparently generous gesture is nothing more than political provocation. The Andorrans want to prevent the emerging rapprochement between Mendev and Cheliax, of which I have previously informed you. They've deliberately sent their army to our territory without seeking Nerosian's approval. If Mendev accepts this, it will cool our relations with Isgir and their suzerain Cheliax. The Royal Council that is to say, expects you to reject Andorran aid. Direct them towards Her Majesty's court. They are welcome to negotiate with the capital. Unfortunately, we can't disregard the decision made by Her Majesty and her council. Sociel pauses, then suddenly gives you a sly smile. But those Andorrans didn't come here empty-handed. They brought weapons and supplies. Let them share those with us, since Nerosian forbids them from joining our army. Daeron regards Lady Konomi with feigned disapproval. Come now, Lady Konomi, all this suspicion. I am sure that the Andorrans were driven by nothing more than benevolence and concern for our collective future. We simply must accept them like dear friends. We should send the Andorrans back home instead of to Nerosian, and declare as loudly as possible that we disapprove of their underhanded methods. Otherwise, our capital's diplomats will see it as an opportunity to strike a few deals and sweep the whole scandal under the rug. And that's not right. Vile deeds should be exposed, not hidden. Actually, kind of with Lan on that one. If the whole deal is about them being Andorrans, they should just stop being them. Take down the banners, call themselves mercenaries, problem solved. Actually, a very valid point, Woljif. What's the gist of this political conflict? Isgir is a protectorate of Cheliax, and Andorran and Cheliax have a long history of feuds. For the Andorrans, the highest values are freedom and equality, and for the Chelaxians, it's order and hierarchy. It's as if the two countries were made to be at odds. I mean, they kind of were. The fact that they are both allied with Mendev doesn't stop them from settling scores at any opportunity. For the time being, Nerosian considers it more advantageous to cooperate with Golarion, the capital of Cheliax. No one is cutting ties with Andoran, no. It's just that the relationships have cooled somewhat. It's a common occurrence in the politics of major powers. That is why Nerosian insisted on you inviting Isgir, Cheliax's protectorate. When you accepted their forces, the Andorrans resorted to a provocation. Either Nerosian receives their help, incurring Agorion's discontent, or it risks a diplomatic row. The Royal Council chooses... Is it row or row in that situation? Yeah, it's row. Pronounced like cow, right? So when it's the fight, it's row. I thought that was the case. The Royal Council choose the row. Let's see what the council has to say. Hopefully, the advice you're about to hear won't lead to an undesirable war. Konomi's always a I hate Konomi's responses. Like, everyone else is always like, here, talk amongst yourselves. We'll figure it out. Here's my suggestion, right? Konomi's always like, only do what I say. Ignore everyone else's fucking opinion. So, Seal, what solution do you propose? I come from Andoran myself, and, as Shellen is my witness, I wish I could offer another solution. But we have sworn an oath to Her Majesty. If Nerosian doesn't wish to see Andoran troops in Dresden, we have no right to invite them. But no one can forbid us from accepting their help in the form of weapons and supplies. After all, this war is not just some political conflict. This is a battle for the fate of Golarion. Everyone is entitled to do their part. What touching bashfulness. You're proposing we behave like the daughter of a noble family who wants to give herself to a dashing bard, but keep her maiden honor. Yeah. Darren, are you sure we should accept Andoran's help? Does it become us to reject the aid of our valiant allies who are on their way here to share the burden of this holy war? I sense the sins of pride, envy, and yes, a whiff of covetousness too, coming from the direction of Nerosian. But there can be no place for sin on a crusade. That's rich coming from you, Darren. Lady Konomi shudders pointedly. Don't forget about the sin of slander, Count. Enough tomfoolery. Your jests will lead to diplomatic disaster. Perhaps, perhaps not. One thing I can say for sure. This was a bold move by Andoran. They are willing to invest much in this cause, our cause. I see no reason to refuse. I never was fond of Cheliacs anyway. I don't like their practices, or their wine. Lan, is it a good idea to rebuke those who send us troops? The longer I sit on this council, the harder it is for me to figure out which demons we're supposed to defeat. The ones on the front lines, or the ones we're protecting? How can people think about plots and intrigues when the world hangs in the balance? My God, Lan, I am with you. I am super with you. I don't have much faith in the integrity of Nerosian's bureaucrats, which is why I'm suggesting that we treat the Andorans in the way that'll make it clear. We won't stand for being used. If you want to help, then do it decently. And if you want to scheme, just go home. We'll discourage wily opportunists, but win the respect of those who value honesty and decency. The politicians may be at fault here, but what is the soldiers' crime? Are they prepared to risk their lives to defend Golarion? And they're certainly not looking to gain anything. They are prepared to risk their lives to defend Golarion, and they're certainly not looking to gain anything from this war. Is it just to punish them for the actions of their leaders? With logic like that, we shouldn't be surprised when people start to judge us by the deeds of Nerosian's bureaucracy. Woljif's looking better and better. What were you saying about mercenaries? I know a guy or two with connections in Merc circles. A bit creepy, but they keep their word. It'll take 5 minutes for him to turn an Andoran army into a mercenary company. They'll dig up some distinguished name of some currently retired group, fix you up with the banners and the uniforms, and record the company's arrival in the books of the local mercenary guild. Even the fussiest clerk won't realize that they're not well-respected dogs of war, but a detachment of Andoran regulars. And just like that, under neutral banners, we've accepted our new friends into our army. Clever, eh? Except, would they even... I mean, obviously, I feel like they'll let us do it because it's a option in the game. But I mean, if this was actually a political move from Andoran, wouldn't they probably be like, no, the whole point of us being here is to make a statement that it's us here, right? It's crooked, not clever. If a soldier doesn't care under which banners to fight, then they're not a soldier, just your average cutthroat. If the Andorans agree to something like this, my respect for them will plummet. It's not high as it is. Konomi, why would I refuse Andoran's help? Or Andoran? I don't remember how to pronounce it, but whatever. Firstly, because it is the wish of the capital. Lady Konomi falls silent for a few moments, letting the weight of her argument sink in. Secondly, You do understand that this situation is larger and more complex than what you can see from Dresden. It would be inconvenient for us to quarrel with Cheliax at the moment, and Andoran is pushing us to do exactly that. I can promise you that Mindev will compensate you for your losses. We are guided not by consideration of our own benefit, but for the good of your army and the entire crusade. Nuh-uh, no dice. When they give you something, you take it, especially freebies. Don't bother feeding us that garbage about compensating us later. The authorities do it whenever it's fleecing time, and then what? The people get nothing back. Compensating my tail. I do understand where Konomi is coming from, though, with the whole you need to reject Andoran's aid, because, like, if things go south and suddenly Mindev is hostile with Cheliax, right? Then that means they need to fortify that border more. Meaning that's less supplies and troops that can come to Dresden, come to the World Wound, etc. Right? So, I do get that. I do agree. Okay. 6,000 finance points, and a bunch of individuals will get the Andoran Equipment Feat, which is a 3% bonus to maximum HP, which is cool, but whatever. We will gain 28 Hedge Knights, and Paladins, Cuirassiers, Hedge Knights, Raiders, and Light Cavalry will gain the Excellent Horses feat. Ooh. +3 bonus to AC. Interesting. Lan, being right, we will publicly announce that we disapprove of Andoran's politics. We'll get 45 Rangers because of this. Archers, Rangers, Marksmen, Headhunters, Bandits, all important units. We'll get the Isgari Training. An opponent damaged by this unit makes a Fortitude saving throw. Failing at a saving throw applies a -2 penalty to AC and all saving throws. Interesting. Woljif, let the Andorans join us under neutral banners. We get Hedge Knights. All mercenary units get attracted by fame. Unit has a +1 bonus to AC and all saving throws. That's pretty good. That's actually pretty good. And Lady Konomi, I will act according to the will of Nerosian. 10 Cuirassiers, 30 Champions, 30 Marksmen, Crusade. Aww. That's the worst one. It's the worst one because we just get morale. We get a bunch of units. I will say that. Like, we get a bunch of units, but all the others get a passive for a bunch of units, right? So I kind of think I'm gonna tell Konomi to fuck off on this one. I think we might go the LAN option on this one. Because here's the thing. We're technically, right, when we do the LAN option, we're technically still obeying what Mindev has told us. We are rejecting Andoran's aid, right? We are telling the army to fuck off. The issue is instead of sending it to Nerosian, we're telling it to fuck off, right? So they want us to be like, no, you got to go talk to the bureaucrats in Nerosian. Whereas we're just going to be like, nah, bounce. I think we're going to do that. I think I'm going to tell Konomi to eat shit on this one. Because I think every other time I've gone with her. Because she's such a hard ass about it. Yeah, I think Lan is right. We will publicly announce that we disapprove of Andoran's politics and refuse their armies. Commander, you have already demonstrated your defiance of the Royal Council. Do not cross the line that separates defiance from an open attack on Mindev's interests. The Royal Council will not forgive you for it. Is that a threat? Merely a warning. Your actions, on the other hand, are indeed threatening to Mindeth. Her Majesty has entrusted her kingdom to the Royal Council. It is their duty to oppose those who would hurt her interests. By turning them against you, you leave them no choice but to start hurting you. I'm chafing real bad over here, Konomi. You keep pushing that scenario where it's like the Royal Council, they keep wanting me to do shitty things. Meaning they're shitty people. Meaning the decision has been made and it's final. Lady Konomi's hand twitches in frustration. There will be consequences. Severe and unpleasant consequences. Let's see if there are still nations in Avestan who conduct their politics honestly. If there are, our decision won't go unnoticed, and hopefully Andoran will learn its lesson. That will be all. I hope you are pleased with the work of the Diplomatic Council. I doubt that the capital will henceforth be inclined to involve you in matters of politics, Commander. You may give your demon war your undivided attention. I hope that's not the case. I hope the game isn't legitimately like, oh, well, you fucked up. You're no longer get a diplomatic council. Because I really do not like Lady Konomi. Like, I thought I was going to when I first met her. But every time we have an encounter with her, she's basically like, my way or the fucking highway, right? Like, she every single time she is like, you have to do what the Royal Council says, even if the Royal Council are being absolute shitbags. Don't care, you have to do it anyways. And when we decide not to do it, she gets really shitty about it. Like, she gets threatening, right? And she's the only one of all the council members, of our council members, right, that does that. Like, all the others are like, might not be a good idea, but we'll see how it goes, you know? Commander, permission to report. Captain Harmattan looks worried. The army's disposition is growing dangerous. More and more soldiers express their distrust towards you and your mythical powers. They grumble in their lack of understanding of where you are leading them and what your plan is. What's worse, the wary have once again emerged among the officers. They're adding fuel to the fires of sedition, and we've already had cases of direct insubordination. It never fucking ends. You have to win back the trusts of the soldiers forthwith, or else the army will be paralyzed. Some privates have already refused to march into battle. I suggest that we make your strategy clear by setting up a bulletin board. It could have a new statement with your name on it every week. Every 2 weeks, you could invite delegates from your soldiers to ask any questions they may have. It feels like the soldiers are discouraged and dismayed. We should embolden them by reminding them that the crusade is about more than just death and danger. This is a time of camaraderie and valor, too. Maybe we could adorn the city with an inspiring monument or two. The kind that lifts your spirits whenever you walk by. Soldiers have the right to ask their generals questions, but they have no right to disobey orders simply because their curiosity isn't being satisfied. They are committing sabotage, and the penalty for sabotage is a court-martial. We'll build new taverns for our soldiers and pour them free beer on the commander's behalf. That's the easiest way to win their love. The wary again. I thought we took care of that problem. Not completely, apparently. The captain makes a helpless gesture. We haven't yet solved the main issue. Far too many officers still believe that the Queen herself should be in charge of the crusade. No matter how many feats you've achieved, they still consider you an upstart. We'll have to do something about them soon, but the unrest among the soldiers is the most pressing matter at hand. What do you think of the wary? I think of them as traitors, Commander. Harmattan replies quickly and firmly, but his expression darkens for a moment. What is it exactly that my soldiers find worrying? Your mythical powers. Yes, they do secure us one victory after another, but even the most loyal troops raise question from time to time. They wonder, what are you? Are you mortal like the rest of us? Or perhaps an emissary from other spheres? And if so, then which ones? Are you truly fighting for Crusaders' cause? Or do you have your own ulterior motives? All of this paves the way for endless speculation. Let's discuss our options in further detail. As you command. Sela, what's your plan? I have doubts that explaining battle strategy will help our people in any way. They're fighting a brutal war, maybe the worst war in Golarion's history. They're exhausted and scared. If we want to help them, we have to give them courage. We are already making an effort, but I would also suggest adorning our fortresses with monuments. Not grim ones, but something heroic or uplifting. That way soldiers who are about to march out or have just marched in will be able to smile at them like old friends. I had a marble friend like that once. The recruits in our order believed that rubbing the hilt of his stone sword would bring you good luck. Dismissing mutinous talk as exhaustion and lack of support is fundamentally wrong. Those few with conscience serve well and true as it is, without question. However, those who can afford to doubt and ignore their orders are a step away from becoming deserters, who will remain deaf to any pleas and arguments, and even more so, to inspiring embellishments. Alright, Regil. Oh, go ahead. The insiders' bodies hanging from the gallows will answer any and all questions. Sedition must be extinguished swiftly and mercilessly. It's absurd even to consider convincing or appeasing the doubtful. That couldn't be more counterproductive. The sight of hanged bodies will absolutely stop the soldiers from asking questions, but it won't stop them from thanking them. For example, will they hang me next? Did I make a mistake joining this army? Isn't it about time I made a run for it? I agree with Darren in this situation. Darren, your opinion, please? There's a centuries-old cure for grouches and complainers. Alcohol and a little cheer. We'll build more taverns, supply them with strong beer, and treat the soldiers once or twice, courtesy of the treasury. They'll leave their doubts behind in the blink of an eye and proclaim you the best and most beloved commander who ever lived. I'll be the first to agree that taverns are a good thing to have, but they're not enough to support the army's fighting spirit. If we don't give our soldiers something more than drinks, our taverns will just become places to drown their sorrows or vent their frustrations through brawls. Alright, Captain Harmountain, what do you got? If the soldiers don't understand you, then you must bridge the gap between you and them. Create means of direct communication, so to speak. We'll set up a bulletin board that will, simply put, keep everyone informed of the situation on the front and the basics of our strategy. In addition, we'll set up times when, once every 2 weeks, the soldiers can send delegates to you and ask any lingering questions. Here's the deal. I'm normally absolutely the open communication is great. Absolutely 150,000%. The problem with open communication in this situation is that, well, it's a war, so communicating our strategies, even our basic strategies, just out publicly in the open, might be a bad thing. Especially when there are cultists all over the fucking place. We know that because we've been infiltrated a half a dozen or more times. We literally just chased down a bunch of cultists that kidnapped one of our own companions out of the city. So, having our strategies posted on bulletins available for all of these cultists to see doesn't sound like a great idea, even if they're basic strategies. And the whole idea of letting some people come ask specific questions every once in a while sounds like an invitation for a cultist to walk in and either stab me or ask specific questions and then walk away with specific information. So, again, I'm normally the one that's like, yes, open communication, very good. but I don't think it's the most practical or useful scenario in this situation. Once again, though, I will say, as it seems to be like more often than not, right? The diplomatic choices do seem to be this or that, right? This or that. But a lot of these other choices seem to be, why aren't we doing all of them? Why don't we build some more taverns, right? Why don't we build a monument or two? I'm not really in Regel's scenario, but definitely keep an eye out for people going too far, right? And then punish them for going too far. Maybe not hang them, but definitely punish them for going too far, right? Make people aware that we hear them and we are working towards things, but you can't just fuck off, right? And then maybe try to figure out a practical way for the bulletin, but that's dicey. Anyways, a general is under no obligations to report to their soldiers. They'll end up disputing your every word and second-guessing your orders before you know it. In some exceptional cases, a general may seek counsel from experienced veterans, but turning your headquarters into a thoroughfare is the surest way to destroy your authority. A bulletin board? Pray tell, how many of our soldiers can actually read? Maybe we should engrave this board with some obscene carvings. Then it would at least be useful. Alright. Monuments. Monument provides all units with a 5% bonus to the chance to act twice due to positive combat morale. Only one monument can be built in each fort. Okay. So these stack? That's interesting. Regil, make sure the gallows are sturdy and tall. Gallows decrease the chance of... Okay, so gallows decrease the skip action due to negative combat morale by 3%. Dayrin, arrange for new taverns. A tavern reduces all morale effects in combat by 10%. Okay. Order to set up a bulletin board. Oh, okay, so it's... A bulletin board provides all units with a +2 bonus to the chance to act twice, and a -2 to... Okay. I feel like... Right? Because if you have, like, 10 forts, that's a 20 and 20. But if you have if you have 10 forts, or if you have 10 bulletin boards... Right? It's like a 20 and a 20. But if you have 10 monuments, that's just like a 50%. An extension of Dayrin's idea is to have people draw pinup images and send them out to decorate the... There you go, right? Like, look, it's this type of situation where I'm like, why can I not just have all of these? Let's do all the things. Let's do some pinups. Let's go, right? Like, we can make the soldiers feel better about the situation. We don't just have to pick one option. I kind of want to go with the monuments and see how that goes. Will do. I hope this will help in some way. I think it will. Regel's still blind.
Let's see what
Hey, Nevia, how's it going? Can't believe we fucking killed Camellia. My god. Oh god.
Here we go.
I can't believe we killed Camellia. So here's my other thing. I'm
I can handle it.
Yeah, I'm actually considering. So I'm considering. I don't know. I think I'm gonna end the episode here. I think I'm going to think on this situation because I've been thinking about it. Can you recruit and train characters from scratch, like in Final Fantasy Tactics? I think so. Yeah, I think you can. You can. At the person that retrains you, you can just hire base
Can't make the demons wait.
adventurers, I believe. Let's go check. We can go check real quick. I'm 99% sure that you can.
Beautiful.
There's this guy. Hello. I need brave and experienced fighters. Yeah. So I don't have enough to hire one right now because they come in at your level, so the price scales up, right? So they're very expensive to hire, but yes, I do believe you can basically like build a bear your own character. So which is really neat. Okay. What I was saying is I think I'm going to end the episode here, and I'm gonna think on whether or not I want to commit to the Camellia being dead thing. I might change my mind, and here's the reason why I might change my mind. Because fuck. Now I'm sitting here wishing that I hadn't killed Winduog. Because what if... Okay. Explaining my reasoning. If I don't kill Camellia, what I believe is likely to happen is that she is going to kill again, and we will catch her, and it will be a thing. Right? If we were playing an evil character, we would let her get away with it, or even encourage it, right? And then when it happened again, we would be like, great, fantastic, keep it up, have at it, right? You know? So we have these branching paths. Where we're at, we have this path, right? And the path goes forward, but we've chosen to dead end the path. So what I'm expecting, if what I'm expecting happens, right, and we'll like stop the killing, and she's like, yeah, sure, I'll stop the killing, and she goes a killing again. What happens with the branching path is we get to that point, and then if we were evil, it goes this way, right? And if we're good, which we are, it'll go this way, right? It'll give us another opportunity, I'm sure, to where it's either we can try to convince her again, which I just don't think will work, or we can kill her then, right? So basically what I'm trying to say is that we're missing scenes by not taking the opportunity. I don't know. I think I've just circular talked myself right back into keeping her dead, right? Because at the end of the day, all going through those scenes, unless I'm playing evil, all going through those scenes is going to do for me is make me want to... it's gonna make me want to kill her. It's gonna make me be like, damn it, I could have stopped the murders that she has now done. So I think we're... Yeah, I think I've circular logicked myself back into the scenario where Camellia's just gotta die. She's just gotta die in this run. I want to play again, and I want to be evil. That was already a plan. But she's just gonna have to stay dead. Alright, that being said, that's going to be the end of this video. We do need to still go to the prison to talk to the imposter there, so we'll do that next time. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye, everybody. Hey, everybody. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like, commenting, or subscribing. It really helps me out. If you'd like to see me live, head over to my Twitch at twitch.tv/thedistanthorizon.